48 Fastcast.
All right, y'all, 7:01. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us for the 48 Fastcast. It is a very chilly start this morning. Some of you under a frost advisory, so just be aware.
Yeah, just be aware of that. If you got the kids who are out going to school, maybe stepping out the school bus, just make sure they got their big coats on.
Yeah, frost, fog, Monday. Time change yesterday, Halloween Friday. Oh, the list goes on, but not the best start to the week. But it does turn out to be a fairly nice day for early November standards across the Tennessee Valley. The blue shaded areas, that is the frost advisory. If you're shaded in blue, you're also under a dense fog advisory. Unfortunately, our map can't do two colors, two advisories at once. So I think the dense fog will be certainly the bigger impact here this morning. Check out these temperatures. You were at 32, freezing in Russellville. Now you're at 33. So it is starting to turn the corner at least, but temperatures elsewhere in the mid 30s to mid 40s. Pretty big temperature difference from west to east. And we've got a temperature change between this morning and yesterday morning, running about 5 to 10 degrees cooler. A rain-free week until Friday. We could be tracking a few storms as well, but nice to see temperatures at least near average, if not above average, as we go into Wednesday and Thursday of this week. We're going to talk about the rest of your week coming up.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
That crash in Decatur is still showing up on the map. So this is at Alabama 20 eastbound at Red Hat Road, but there was a delay. Oh, just went away. So there we go. It has cleared. Good news there. Taking you now to a live look at the Huntsville Metro. We're looking pretty good for the most part. However, we are seeing a bit of a slowdown here on 431 in both directions. So if you're going in and out of Owens Crossroads, maybe just be aware of that. There is a bit of a slow stretch there. Your drive times right now are still looking pretty good. Meridianville to Huntsville about 25 minutes. Hampton Cove to Huntsville about 9. Jonathan.
All right, thanks, Gina. Well, state troopers have released the name of a person that was killed in a car crash in Morgan County. Troopers say that Brandon Turka of Trinity died on Saturday after the car he was driving was hit by another vehicle. That crash happened on Highway 24, which is about 2 miles south of Trinity. Further details weren't released.
Over in the Shoals, members of the legal community are mourning the loss of a local man who had been working on an ongoing major trial. Our media partners at the Times Daily say that former Colbert County District Attorney Bryce Graham Jr. has died. He was the DA for 18 years before going back to being a defense attorney last year. Graham was serving on the defense team for a suspended Lauderdale County Judge Gil Self. His trial is currently underway and testimony will resume today. It's not known if the trial itself will be impacted by Graham's death.
Staying in Colbert County, a man has been convicted of murder in the 2024 shooting death of another man. A jury found DeCoven Williams guilty of killing Nathan Littleton. Now, this was after 2.5 hours of deliberating on Friday. Littleton was found dead inside a home in Tuscumbia after being shot multiple times last year. He faces life in prison at a yet to be determined date.
The trial of a Franklin County woman facing charges in 2 deadly dog attacks is set to get underway later this morning. Brandy Dowdy is charged with 2 counts of manslaughter. Prosecutors say her dogs attacked Michelle Sheeks in April of 2022. The dogs then attacked state health investigator Summer Beard, who was investigating Sheeks' death. Both women were killed. Well, Madison County drivers, a heads up here. Starting later this morning, the intersection of Jeff Road and McKee Road will be closed for about a week. That's because crews are relocating utilities and preparing for construction of a new roundabout later this month.
Over in Franklin County, the Alabama Department of Transportation will be fixing the 3rd section of the southbound US 43 bridge over Cedar Creek, and that's going to start around 10 a.m. This is just south of Russellville. AlDOT officials expect that work to be finished by Wednesday.
Well, still to come, there's a new theater program on the way for students in our area. We share how it could help them land a spot on Broadway ahead. Welcome back. A first of its kind program that could help North Alabama high school theater students secure a spot on Broadway is in the works.
Yeah, Broadway Theater League of Huntsville has announced the Tallulah Awards, Alabama's first regional high school musical awards program. Now, Kip Driver, the Broadway Theater League says local high schools need to pick a qualifying show and then register their school. Then an adjudicator will anonymously go to see their show and rank it. Now, this wraps up in May with the Tallulah Award ceremony at the VBC, where they'll announce the two students who will represent our state nationally at the Jimmy Awards. Driver says Broadway Theater League wanted to finally offer this life-changing opportunity to some of the extremely talented Alabama theater students.
And Alabama's never been a part of it, whereas Tennessee has 4 programs. So every year they send 8 students. Well, we were done not being part of this program. So we have finally made it happen. And May 17th, 2026, we are sending our first 2 Alabama students to compete in the Jimmy Awards.
All right, sounds awesome. Well, the trip to the Jimmy Awards will be free for the 2 winning students. High schools can register at BroadwayTheaterLeague.org.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
7:07, happy Monday. Hope you had a good Halloween, a nice weekend. Yeah, daylight saving time ended yesterday. Clocks fell back 1 hour, and we start off our Monday morning with dense fog, a frost advisory, and also chilly temperatures. Now, today's warm up will be very slow and gradual. The cloud cover we have this morning will move out. By noon today, temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s with actual afternoon high temperatures somewhere in the upper 50s to low 60s. Wind will be pretty light out of the north and west, and temperatures will yet again fall into the mid to upper 30s by daybreak on Tuesday. We're also expecting more fog tomorrow morning. Here's your northwesterly wind, about 3 to 5 miles per hour sustained. Some occasional wind gusts anywhere from 7 to 10 miles per hour. Things are actually looking a bit better on our Fly HSV Delta Cam in Gunnersville. You could at least see the trees. That's City Harbor, and there's the bridge, but this was completely fogged in, and this fog will kind of take a while to mix out. You go to northwest Alabama, and this has gotten exponentially worse here just since our regular morning newscast ended about 9 minutes ago. But temperatures today will eventually hit the lower 60s under sunny skies. Cold overnight, some more patchy frost, areas of dense fog, and then your extended forecast Wednesday and Thursday. Those look great. 74, potential for a few scattered showers, maybe some thunder coming on Friday afternoon. And then we've got another front that comes in Saturday into Sunday of this coming weekend, and that knocks down temperatures a lot as we go into next week.
All right, we'll definitely like to see the warmer temperatures later this week.
Yes, 70s. Haven't talked about that in a long time.
It's exciting.
All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Fastcast. Make sure to come back to our streaming at Talking TVL at 10 o'clock and 10:30 Weather Extra. Until then, have a good one.
Bye.